They say there's something unsettling about a cornfield at night. The way the stalks rustle, even when there's no wind. It's like they're whispering secrets. Tonight, we're venturing into the heart of those whispers. These are 3 true, terrifying stories from the endless rows of corn. Story 1. The Figure. In the rows, my grandparents owned a farm in rural Ohio. As a kid, my favorite game was hide-and-seek in the massive cornfield behind their house. One evening, just as the sun was setting, painting the sky in shades of orange and purple, my cousin dared me to hide one last time. I ran deep into the corn, much farther than usual. The stalks were well over my head, and soon all I could hear was my own breathing and the rustling leaves. I found a good spot and crouched down, waiting. Minutes felt like hours. It was getting dark fast. I decided to give up and started walking back. That's when I saw it. About 20 feet away, a silhouette stood perfectly still between 2 rows. It was tall, unnaturally thin, and just, watching. It wasn't my cousin, and it wasn't my grandpa. A cold dread washed over me. I couldn't move, couldn't breathe. The figure slowly raised one long arm and pointed, not at me, but deeper into the corn. I didn't wait to see what it wanted. I scrambled out of that field faster than I ever had in my life and never, ever played in there after dark again. Story 2. The Whispering Harvest. I was working a seasonal job, helping a farmer with his late-season harvest. We often worked into the night, the combine's headlights cutting through the darkness. It was monotonous work, just driving back and forth, the machine roaring. One night, the radio in the cab started acting up, cutting in and out with static. Then, I started hearing something else through the static. It sounded like whispers. I turned the radio off, but the whispers continued, seemingly coming from all around me, carried on the wind through the corn. I couldn't make out the words, but the tone was desperate, pleading. I tried to ignore it, blaming it on fatigue. But then, the whispers got louder, clearer. I could distinctly hear a single word being repeated over and over. Help. I stopped the combine and listened. Silence, just the engine's hum. I radioed the farmer, my voice shaking, and told him what I heard. He just said, "Yeah, the field does that sometimes. Best to just keep moving." I finished my shift, but I never went back. Some say the land remembers, and that field, it was remembering something awful. Story 3. The Scarecrow. That moved my girlfriend and I were driving through Nebraska on a cross-country road trip. We decided to take a scenic route, which turned out to be a long, lonely road cutting through miles of cornfields. As dusk settled, we saw a scarecrow in a field near the road. It wasn't your typical, friendly-looking scarecrow. It was crudely made, dressed in tattered black clothes, and its sackcloth head was tilted at a disturbing angle. We drove past it, and I made a joke about how creepy it was. About a mile later, we saw it again. The exact same scarecrow, in the exact same pose, in a different field. We looked at each other, confused. "That's weird," she said. "Maybe farmers here use the same model?" We kept driving, another mile, and there it was again. Now, we were getting genuinely scared. This was impossible. I sped up, wanting to put as much distance between us and that thing as possible. I glanced in my rearview mirror. In the faint light, I could have sworn I saw it, standing right on the edge of the road, its head now facing directly towards our car. I floored it and didn't slow down until we hit the next town. We never talked about what we saw, but sometimes when I close my eyes, I can still see that crooked scarecrow standing in the twilight, waiting. The corn keeps its secrets well. Thank you for venturing into the darkness with me tonight. If you enjoyed these stories and want to hear more Tales from the Shadows, please hit that like button and subscribe for more chills. Stay safe, and whatever you do, stay out of the cornfields after dark.